Hello and welcome to another Franchise Hockey Manager stream. My name is Adam. I'm the Community Manager of Franchise Hockey. With me as always and not pictured on your screen is FHM producer Jeff. Say hi, Jeff.
Hey, everybody.
And we are back with It Live, Cincinnati Stingers 1982-83 WHA season start, expansion, draft, and free agency. Jeff, you've changed the look of the entire league. What's going on?
Yep, well, to back this up a little bit and explain what we're doing, we're continuing the WHA on as if it hadn't merged with the NHL in 1979. So the NHL doesn't get the four new WHA teams, Edmonton, Winnipeg, Quebec, and Hartford. They stay in the WHA, and what we're doing is assuming that if that had happened, the WHA would have gradually expanded back to, a bigger site. I think this is actually bigger than they ever got in real life in the 70s. But they would have added teams to expand back to I think they were down to six at the end? Yeah, six at the end, because Indianapolis ended halfway through the season. And the NHL would have also expanded, and they're sort of both competing for new and old markets. What I've done with the WHA this year with the expansion teams is gone after four NHL markets. WHA has been kind of avoiding that up until now, except for New York. But what they've done this year is brought back the Chicago Cougars, Philadelphia Blazers, Minnesota Fighting Saints, and LA Sharks, all of whom are going to be competing with NHL teams locally. And I've set up the expansion drafts to be a little more generous to them this time. We were a little rough on the teams that we added last year, so they weren't that good, so we're going to try and avoid that. And what else was I going to say? And I did fix I figured out what I did wrong with the schedule last year, why we were playing the same two teams in our division dozens of times. I left out the outside of conference games, so that's fixed, and it'll be a little more sensible this year, and probably a little well, I don't know if it'll be tougher or not. There's three more expansion teams to deal with. On the NHL side, we're not playing there, but just to keep you up to date on what's going on, I'm going to assume that what the NHL would have done at this point is start going into markets that the WHA hadn't yet, just to cut those off, and so they get a hold of the sort of small to mid-sized markets and keep the WHA out of them, because they're probably not going to be able to support two teams. So they go into Phoenix. What was that? When did the Jets move at them?
96.
So they're into Phoenix 14 years early, and which isn't that unrealistic. Phoenix had an arena, and they've had a WHA team in the 70s, so the Coyotes are getting early start.
They also had some minor league teams as well.
Yep,
too,
so. True. The IHL, the Roadrunners.
Yes.
Was it the Roadrunners? Yeah, I think it was the Roadrunners.
Yep, they kept the Roadrunners name.
Yep, and Utah, Salt Lake City had a pretty successful CHL team in the 70s and 80s, and then eventually when CHL went under, they're really the ones that set off the whole expansion of the IHL into not quite an NHL competitor, but to sort of a AAA league that's sort of not quite a WHA, but not quite a minor league anymore either, and which lasted when that fell apart in the late 90s. But it was fun for a few years. Yeah, the IHL.
The IHL hit its peak in about 2000, just late 98, 2000, and then it eventually combined with the AHL in, I think, 2004.
Yeah, well, I mean, combined in the sense that the AHL absorbed the IHL teams when the rest of the league collapsed.
No, was it 2004? Okay, I got to check this.
But anyhow, that happened. So what I did with
2001. Okay, wow.
Yeah, they're playing. They've got an NHL class arena because the Utah Jazz are playing in the NBA out of it. And I figured to just move the Salt Lake Golden Eagles from the CHL and name them the Utah Golden Eagles, just to keep it in line with what the NBA did. So they're there, and they get them. We also had the lovely eagle logo from the CHL. Isn't that beautiful? In green and yellow coloring.
Perfect. PWOG also said good evening, so yes, good evening to PWOG as well.
And the other two teams, Dallas Texans, so they go to the NHL also goes into Dallas early. I didn't have to cheat on the logo on that, and I just stole the Texas Stars logo So it says Texas and not Texans, but we'll ignore that. And the Hamilton Tigers, Cops Coliseum in Hamilton, they broke ground in that in 1983. So we're going to assume if they had legitimate NHL interest, they would have done that a little earlier. So they're going to be playing in that. They've got a real arena. And Ontario gets its second NHL team. And we got Ottawa in our league. So they've got 3 major league teams at this point. And we'll see. It'll be fun to see if how the Tigers do relative to the Leafs, because the Leafs have actually they haven't really gone through the the early '80s period where they pretty much dismembered the team, and instead they've kept that good team from the '70s mostly intact, and they're in pretty good shape. And they've also picked up Kent Nielsen from Winnipeg, the WHA, and he had a big year last year and is probably headed for another one. So the Leafs are actually in pretty good shape here. But this is still the 82-83 would have been was the last Islanders Stanley Cup. So, and in this one they may go a little longer than that because they're in pretty great shape. We'll see if they lose some players in the expansion draft, but I think they'll still probably be the best team in the league. Although it was Atlanta last year that won the Stanley Cup in a big upset. They sort of took the route the real Vancouver Canucks did in 1982 and had some upsets in front of them that let them go through all the way to the finals, and then somehow wound up winning in the finals. Despite, I mean, you can even see it right here. According to the AI, their only strength is in goal, where they've got Dan Bouchard, and weaknesses on defense in the wing. So that somehow they won. We'll see if they can repeat that this year, but I highly doubt it. But anyhow, let's get moving on here. And one other big thing coming. Since we're drafting 17-year-olds, this is the Mario Lemieux draft for the WHA.
Sweet. Just looking, the IHL peaked in 95, 96 through 96, 97. They had 19 teams.
Yep, I was living in Orlando then, going to watch the Solar Bears and all the teams coming in, and there were guys like Patrick Stefan playing as a, I think, 17-year-old. And a lot of NHL, borderline NHL guys. It was pretty good hockey. Okay, so we got the expansion draft protected list. So I did allow us to protect 2 goalies. So what we got to do here is make a choice. We've got 33-year-old Jim Rutherford, who's not going to get any better, who was adequate for us last year. I mean, he's probably one of the, definitely in the upper half of goalies for the league. But we've also got Corrado Mcclellan, who only played 4 games for us, but was the wing starter, I think, at this point in real life. And he's close to being as good as Rutherford. And then we've also got my 19-year-old Mike Vernon behind them, who is nowhere near as good as them at the moment, but is eventually, you can see the 4.5-star potential, going to be significantly better.
Why you only signed him to a 4-year deal?
P-Walk's saying you're a little loud there, Adam. Sound okay to me, but you might want to back up a little bit. So what do you think? Do we, I
think you protect Mike Vernon and you protect Micallef.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was leaning towards. And the other good thing about that is I've said we can only lose 6 players in the draft, and the goalies are going to be drafted first. So if we can get teams to grab a bunch of defensemen and goalies from us, you'll see in a second the problem we're going to have at forward, because we can't protect all of our good guys there. We may be able to hold on to one of our better forwards. So we'll, I guess, kind of throw Rutherford out there as bait. And the defenseman should be pretty straightforward. Obviously protecting Ruotsalainen. He's our best defenseman, probably our best player last year. Radichelio is up there 2. I guess Rickley is the only other guy above 2 stars. Now here. Nyrup is only 1.5 stars, but he's an assistant captain. Gary LaRiviere, who we picked up as a free agent last year. Nyrup is a little better defensively than him, but he's been declining, and he's only got 1 year left in his contract. I think I'm going to protect LaRiviere. Now, the forwards. And I think, just going back to the defense for a second, I think we'll probably lose Nyrup, and hopefully even a couple out of DuPont, Inkpen, and McKinnon. And so we'll be ideally be down to maybe only a couple of players left that can be selected by the time the expansion teams are drafting forwards. So Curry obviously gets protected, and Gardner
Curry,
and Savard.
Howard, Savard.
Yeah,
Sutter.
Howard is still showing only 3-star potential, but I think that's our scouting is wrong on that.
Yeah. Savard, Sutter, Gartner, and Sundstrom, I think, are all automatic protects.
Ashton, I've got 4 left.
I guess Ashton can be, but I don't think he's the worst guy to lose. I mean, he only had 39 last year.
Yeah, I mean, points-wise, he wasn't great, but the thing is, look at the D, though. He's pretty solid defensively.
I know.
So he's a good guy to have in the second line if you want to match that up against the opposing first line.
And I wouldn't worry about keeping Fatorik because he was starting to decline last year.
On the other hand, he's our captain, and still, he was, even with Savard getting more ice time, he was still really productive last year. I'm not sure I want to do that.
Well, you could leave Sundstrom, protect Fatorik and Gustafsson, and that's a pretty strong lineup then. And that leaves Hagman, who's probably going to get...
Hagman is the guy that we're probably going to likely lose, and we're probably going to have to break up the Sunstroms. Patrick is the better one to keep. So is that 9? Yeah, that's 9. We're obviously going to lose Hagman. Yeah, I don't... if we get lucky, we won't lose Sundstrom, but I'm not going to count on it. I think we will.
I think you'll lose most of the guys you have.
Yeah, seems likely.
But, okay, so I'm missing one guy.
Should mention Dave Dryden, our backup goalie last year, retired in the off-season, although we weren't going to give him a new contract anyhow. Oh, speaking of, before I continue, we also need to take a look at free agents.
Well, do we have any of our own guys who are expiring contracts that we should... Actually, no, it wouldn't matter because they might get sent to the other team anyway, so don't worry about it.
Yeah. The only guy we don't have signed is Darren Pang, and we can grab him anytime. And
yeah, the big thing, though, and anybody we sign could go in the expansion draft.
Yeah, so actually, let's wait. And the expansion draft is tomorrow, so I'm just going to wait a day and take a chance that we're going to miss out on some guys, but I think we'll be all right if we do that. So advancing to tomorrow.
Because that would really suck.
Oh, we actually had Pang... Nick Penn too? We did have a contract offer out on Pang. I forgot about that. So he is signed now, and he will be exposed, I think.
That's fine. That's not a huge loss.
Is he on the list? Oh, no, I guess he was too young to be eligible. Okay. So just out of curiosity, who is... So, yeah, Hagman and Rutherford are clearly the best 2 players. Edmonton left Rick Lands open. Kind of surprising. And Dave Hunter, too. Mark Tardif, who's gone down. Oh, yeah, look at this. Sundstrom is the 9th best player available. Yeah, I would say he's gone. So I'm just going to go through the goalies quick. And, yeah, there goes Rutherford to Minnesota. On to the defenseman now. Let's see how many of our guys get moved. Nothing so far. No. Come on. Take one of them at least, guys. Come on. Still nothing.
You're mad about not losing a guy?
Well, if they load up on defenseman, we may be able to not lose a forward.
True enough.
But they're just not taking any of our guys.
Oh, I lost 2 at 29 and 30.
Yeah, there we go. Dave Inkpen goes at 29 and Paul McKinnon at 30, just like yours.
Ooh.
And Hagman is the first forward selected. I'm just watching out for our guys here.
45?
Nothing.
Cheers.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, Sundstrom finally goes at 45 to Chicago.
It's literally the exact same.
Well, I think you used the same protected list I do. Probably.
I did.
Oh,
66.
Yeah, Byron Shutt. Yeah, I think we'll probably get pretty much the same draft. Byron Shutt, huh? That's kind of surprising. Well, I can have him. Okay, and the NHL draft is scheduled for later in the week, but we can look at free agents safely now.
Okay, can you do me a favor?
But,
I want you to do this. I really want you to do this.
huh?
Search by.
What am I searching in? The free agents?
Search by free agents and search by potential, and then sign Ron Hextall to a 10-year deal.
Did he get through the draft? He must have. Or was he drafted and then somebody?
No, he was there at the same time with Mike Vernon. Oh man, but
yeah, he
now
was
he's
actually signed by Birmingham, and they weren't able to fit him in. Only half a star. Okay.
A 10-year deal though. I got him for 115,000 on average for 10 years.
I'll make it at 115,000. He's only asking for 14,000.
Yes, but he wants a 3-year deal. You need to offer him at least 115 to get him to sign a long deal.
That's way too much. I'm going to try 5 years at 25,000.
Oh, it's crazy.
I'll do that.
Yeah, but then he's gone in 5 years. I have him for 10 now.
Okay, so actual free agents and signable. We're not getting Ogrodnik, that seems. Okay, well, I can look, but oh wow, he's actually willing to talk to us.
It wasn't the WHA.
Yeah, I mean, I was expecting him to head his. Does somebody own his NHL rights? No, free agent in the NHL too, so he could go anywhere. I don't think we're going to get it, but offer him just a little bit above the asking price and a short deal and see if he takes it, but I'm not going to count on that. Since we lost, we probably need a little defensive depth.
Hold on. I don't know if he's in yours, but you might be able to find Phil Housley.
Yeah, he's at 1.5 stars. He's probably going to ask for a ton. Oh, 137 for 4 years. I'll try it, but we do need somebody who can play D right away, though. So Thomas Johnson, who's a free agent from the Kings. Randy Gregg out of Toronto. Doug Lidster at Detroit. Anybody that played in the AHLS or the WHA last year and is 2 stars or better? Nope.
I'm going to throw out Rick Tocchet is also on the list, and you can sign him.
I'll try another Finn, Kariel Aranta. Oh, he wants a no movement clause. Forget that. I wonder if Johnson would. Nope, not interested. I'm guessing any of the top 3 guys aren't going to do it. Nope. Same with Gregg and almost certainly with Lidster. Yeah, those guys are staying in the NHL. Probably just re-sign with their teams because this is pre-unrestricted free agency. Gordonine is somewhere. Oh,
he's a little bit down, 1.5 star, 2-star talent, but
should be cheap and yeah. What are we looking at in the depth chart now? Samuelson's probably going to spend a year in the minors. We didn't. Oh, we still got Andre Dupont. And, oh, they didn't take Nyrup. That surprises me a bit. So actually, we're better than I thought there. But we do need a little more depth on the wings. Well, probably whoever we sign in the.
Who did I just tell you to sign? Did you get him signed?
Sign Tocchet. Oh, hang on. Sort by potential. Oh yeah, he's at 1 star, so he's semi-viable this year.
Okay, another guy who might.
I do want somebody who's like at least 2 stars or so right now to went forward though.
Okay, but somebody else who you might want to add for defensive depth coming up would be Brad Shaw.
I'll see what happens with Housley first.
35,000 a year on average, with 45 for 5-year deal.
You can see a lot of the. I think teams are really going to have to dig into Europe at this point, because we're up to 40 teams with the NHL at this point. There were only 21 teams, so 40 top level teams now. The talent is really getting stretched thin. Oh, Jurgen Pedersen looks like he would have been in St. Louis in real life, but he's free agent from New Jersey now. Does he want to talk? No, he does not. Two and a half stars at least, I think. Lars Moline, but former Canuck, but he's wrecked his knee, so I don't think I really want to take that. Mcclellan, who's a natural center, but it looks like the Canucks have had him on the wing. Oh, that's interesting. Oh yeah, this right. This is the year that the Czechs let Ivan Hlinka and Yuri Bubla come over, so they'll be here as free agents. But they already got enough centers, and Hlinka isn't looking that great. Have to try Leinen, I think. Who doesn't want to talk to us? Okay, down to the 2 stars. But most of those are all guys who are just stuck at 2 stars. So 1.5 stars with higher potentials. Kevin Mcclellan is in there. I think I'll try to grab him a little toughness, and he's reasonably cheap and can go on the 3rd line, and hopefully, well, even if we get somebody in the draft, they're going to be a season away from playing, although we will have to give them playing time this year because they're too young to send down.
Well, that's why a guy like Rick Tocchet is nice, because the guys I'm telling you are 18. So.
Okay, Deneen is okay with the deal. Hextall is okay. So is Housley. That's good.
Do you advance the day? Is that what happened here?
Yeah. Ogrodnik doesn't want to be a franchise player. Be a star player then. Mcclellan doesn't like it. That's odd. The text doesn't really match up well with his response. Got to take a look at that. And Tocchet says no, so we will up that a bit too. And on to the draft. So this is the Mario draft. Also the Yzerman draft and the WHA draft, and good God, this is a loaded one. LaFontaine, Neely, Belfour.
It might turn out okay. Ed Belfour, you mean the man who was not drafted?
Yep, he'll be drafted in this one. But surprisingly, Chicago questionably goes for Craig Redmond at number 1, who is kind of a draft bust in real life, which allows Minnesota to take Mario at number 2. Chicago's going to regret that. I mean, Mario's already at 1 star, so he can play this year. Philadelphia takes LaFontaine at 3. LA takes Sylvain Turgeon at 4. Ottawa finally goes for Steve Yzerman at 5. Brian Bradley to San Diego. Cam Neely to Miami. I think we may be in a position to get Raw. Or even Belfour or Tikin. No, Tikin just goes to Quebec. And Waugh goes to Houston. When are we drafting anyhow?
12th in mine. Assuming he'd be very similar.
2 more. 3 more, rather. Belfour to Miami. So, yeah, they're cleaning out the guys we want now. Russ Cortnell to New England.
Oh, man.
Oops.
We're going to get Lemieux.
I screwed up there. I think I picked.
You went through the pick?
Yep, I went through the pick, and we got.
Oh.
Although it's actually, I think who we were. It's Dan Quinn.
Jeff.
Could have been worse.
We could have got Lemieux, and you take Dan Quinn.
Okay, so jumping on to the second round.
Oh, Jeff.
I'm going to make it up to you. We got Rob Probert in the second round.
Well, that's a little better, but I'm very disappointed.
And third round.
The Jets took Claude Lemieux.
See, I think we got enough young goalies now, assuming Hextall signs. Probably need another defenseman. So I will.
Oh
go
man,
with...
Todd Gill is in this.
Yeah.
Oh wait, is Jeff Bukaboom still available? Because if Jeff Bukaboom's still available, you have to draft Jeff Bukaboom.
Don't think so. Nope, he's gone.
Oh.
Bob
Pizza.
Scout suggestion says Peter Anderson.
I do not know who Peter Anderson is. Sweet. Okay.
Yeah, played for the Caps, I think.
Oh, Jeff, if you want to scroll down a little bit more, I see a guy right there at pick number 9. There,
Bruce Cassidy?
Yeah, well, you like signing coaches and GMs, so.
Yeah, stay consistent. Okay, we'll take him.
Did you expand how many rounds are on the draft?
I did that last year. It was 3 rounds. Or
All right.
4, did I? Wait, was that 4 rounds?
I don't remember.
Yeah, no, it was 3 rounds. Did we have an extra pick? Or am I...
I have no idea.
Oh, we had 3 picks. Quinn, Probert, and Cassidy.
And you're immediately going to offer them contracts?
Problem is, if I offer the contracts, we have to have them on the roster this year. I don't think that's a good idea for Cassidy.
No, but you should actually look at your upcoming free agents because you have a lot of guys who... Ooh. Oh, no.
I'm going to try to sign Quinn and Probert. Both.
Well, you need to sign Mike Gardner right now, and...
Oh, at some point this year?
Because he's got 1 year left, and he's willing to sign, unlike the rest of your guys.
Okay, yeah, so I'll give him exactly what he wants. Howard Chuck says no?
No, Howard Chuck will sign as well.
Yeah. Do these now.
But those are the only ones I care
have
about.
a big year. Savard saying no?
Savard, in mine, is saying no.
Yeah,
so.
we're going to lose Savard. So it's actually a good thing. I think we held on to Fatorik, even though he's got a big contract and 5 more years on it. And if Savard's not going to, I'm assuming, yeah. Curry specifically doesn't want to play in the WHA anymore. Radicchio. Radicchio wants 4 years and a no movement clause. He's 28, and I think if I remember right, we've been seeing him decline a little bit.
I can't remember. You could wait till training camp, see what he does, too.
Yeah, good point. I was going to offer him a shorter one. And I think everybody else is non-urgent. Vernon will call up. And I'll just go ahead a little bit and see what happens with our free agents.
Did you say you draft or you signed Bob Probert?
I offered him a contract because I'm not sure how many of these guys we're going to get because talking... are these the... Nope, see, Ogrodnik just keeps asking for more.
So keep giving it to him. Oh, Phil Housley just told me he wants more money. Rick Tocchet likes my offer, though.
How much are you offering him? He's still saying that to me.
Okay, hold on. Okay, he just kicked me back. I was offering him 63, but he wants 80.3.
I'm going to try it in the 70s because he was asking for low 60s from me. Maybe that'll catch it. Okay, Gordon Dineen did sign with us. Housley is okay with this one. Ogrodnik's still saying no. We're not going to get him. There's probably way too many teams competing with him. And Tocchet is okay now.
Yeah, Minnesota just upped it, so I'm at 91.3 on Tocchet.
Just going to take a look at the free agent centers for the NHL and WHA to see if anything's happened. No huge news coming out of the NHL yet.
Ron Hextall signed a 10-year deal.
Yet. Okay, Sir Marion Stasny, who just defected, signs with the expansion Utah team. Ray Bourque left Birmingham for Calgary. And Dave Christian resigns in Chicago. Yuri Bubla, one of the other Czech guy that's coming over, signs with expansion Phoenix.
Hey, I'm seeing some 17-year-olds who could be signed.
Probably
I don't know.
Passed through the draft, but the problem is if we sign 17-year-olds, we can't send them down. We've already got contract offers out to 2 17-year-olds.
Oh, because I was looking at Thomas Sandstrom and Ray Ferraro.
There's going to be a lot of those guys out there, but we'd be terrible if we had to put too many of those guys in the lineup.
And of course, Pat Verbeek.
Jose Hextall still hasn't responded to us yet, but if you signed him... Okay, Hextall did sign. Hextall just signed. As did Quinn and Probert, so definitely no more young guys.
Well, some of these guys can be sent down. Because they're 18.
I'll have a look.
Like Rick Tocchet can be sent down.
Well, no, I've got a contract offer out for him. I think we'll get him. But
No, Phil Housley can be sent down because he's 18 too.
Yeah, those are fine. We can't be grabbing 17-year-olds out of the...
I know. Ron Hextall can be sent down.
Okay, Birmingham is fighting us over Housley. I'm going to go up to 209, which is what he's asking for, but I don't think I'm going to go higher than that. And John Ogrodnik, not surprisingly, signs in the NHL with St. Louis.
I got him for 192.5 in my game, Jeff.
And Tocchet is now up to 91. I think that's the last offer I'm going to make going up there. If Birmingham wants to spend all that money, they can. And yeah, Housley and Tocchet both don't look like they're going to sign. So what do we have to... We've still got Mcclellan. Oh no, wait, did Mcclellan sign somewhere? No, still a free agent. Why is it saying the act offer isn't active? Reactivate that.
Maybe you never hit submit offer.
Maybe not. We do have Dineen and Granato. Granato's going to spend a year in the minors, but Dineen maybe did that last year and maybe ready to move up. I need at least one more decent left wing, or vaguely close to decent. No, Doug Smale is out there.
He would not sign with me, but maybe he will with you.
He will talk to me. 192 for 3 years, which is high for Doug Smale, but
you mean former high draft pick of the Jets?
He was a decent player.
Not worth where he was drafted.
Yeah, he might be willing to sign with us. And I'm not giving Kevin McClellan 99,000. Forget that. So I will find a better, or at least, well, wow, that's thinning out rapidly. Former Canuck Molame. Who's a little cheaper, doesn't have any offers yet, so I'll try him. McClellan does sign. What did he get out of San Diego? Oh, why was he asking so much for me? He signed for a lot cheaper with them. And Rick Tocchet also signed with San Diego for 91,000.
You were not aggressive enough.
We do get Doug Smale, however. So what's the depth chart looking like now? I think I'd... Any 18-year-old-ish guys with middle potential. Ken Danico is there. Try to grab him.
Or what are you looking for?
Just really anything.
Okay, taking a quick look at my game.
Bobby Byer, he's only 17. Doug Brown is 18. Oh, Garth Butcher, 19 years old, and probably a couple of Gary Lehman's 18, but he's only half a starter. We can put him in the minors and see if his development isn't ruined yet.
Randy Boyd.
I think I want a forward. Mark Habscheid. Go with the coach theme.
Kari Yellen. Center. Had 77 points in the minors.
Okay, so far so good. Lehman apparently isn't going to sign with us, but Moldame does sign. Chicago trades for John Garrett, so their goaltending just improved. Oh, how is our goaltending looking? Gonna have to go with Mcclellan as the number one and Vernon as the backup, I guess.
Well, Hextall could come in and have a great camp too. You never know.
And Habscheid signs with us. Lehman goes to Philadelphia. Did I? Shoot, I must have offered something to the wrong guy because Frank Caprice just signed with us. How did I do that? Okay, we've got a goalie we don't need then. Actually, Caprice is better than Pang. I'm going to shop Pang then. Oh, we got a bunch of trade offers for him. Oh, actually, I should have done this earlier because we got a bunch of veteran.
Forward help.
Let's see, John Gould, who is long retired, but he's 1.5 stars here. Bill Fairbairn, who I think being retired even longer at that point. He's only 1 star. Chou Drouin. Yeah, no, he's done. I think the defensemen are a little better. Oh, okay, Rolf Edberg from Quebec, who is, I think he was still playing for Washington at this point. Is he got a stupid contract or anything like that? 46 for 2, that's reasonable. So, okay, Chicago can have Darren Pang and we'll get Edberg. And I think that settles our depth charts for this season. We've got enough guys to get through it. And we're still 34 out of 50 contracts. I think we're good. And did anybody... What was I looking for? Oh, the free agent center. Just want to see if any WHA teams managed to get a big signing. San Diego grabbed a few guys, it looks like. Well, they went.
The real question.
They want San Diego wound up getting Housley for $210,000.
The real question is whether Vancouver helped out Wayne Gretzky at all.
Helped out how?
Gave him somebody else to play with.
was actually I ran a test game before this, and somehow Jerry Gillis, who was at this point I think going between Quebec and the minors, had like a 90-point season playing for Gretzky in this season.
Lovely.
Have they signed anybody interesting? Doesn't look like. A couple of spare parts. They re-signed Leinonen. Not a lot of big NHL. Oh yeah, they've Grodnick to St. Louis is the big one. And did Minnesota sign Mario? No, he hasn't signed with them yet. So he may wind up staying in juniors and go play in the NHL eventually, and skip the WHA entirely, which would be the biggest
thing.
Player who hasn't signed with. I mean, most of the young guys in the draft have signed in WHA. Yeah, free agent pool is really emptying out. Development report, Cassidy went up, Rickley went down, and the Hall of Fame ceremony going in are Alan Stanley, Leafs and Rangers, Dean Prentice, Ed Giacomin, and Ted Lindsay. Surprised Lindsay wasn't in already by that point, but yeah. And we'll see if we can get this around the regular season. Yeah, jumped way ahead there on that continue. New teams, those aren't new teams. A few teams moving players around. Just going to take a look at how Chicago is since they're in our division. Goaltending pretty solid. Yeah, defense, so this is definitely better than the, this is actually a half-decent team. It's not as good as us, but they won't be the embarrassment that Ottawa was last year.
You mean the Ottawa team you lost to multiple times?
No, I lost to them multiple times because we played them like 36 times.
Sure.
Yeah, see, if Philadelphia looks okay too. LA, Matty Hagman's going to be the top center there, looking a little bit thinner. And Minnesota, yeah, Rutherford in goal. Oh, there we go. They did sign Mario. They just signed him. He's 1.5 stars already. 16 years old. Hasn't even turned 17 yet. I think he does that. Start of the season, October 5th. So this is his Gretzky year. Like that first year Gretzky had in Indianapolis. We'll see how he does if he comes close.
Gretzky didn't have a first year in Indianapolis.
Well, first 9 games, 10 games, whatever it was. That's and better. Over in the NHL, Phoenix is... Well, they got Yuri Bubla beyond that. They're looking pretty bad. Hardy is strong. Seems to wind up paying for every expansion team.
There's an important thing to remember there for somebody who likes playing trivia. Who did Wayne Gretzky score his first professional goal against?
Hardy is strong.
What team? Sorry, what team did he score his first professional goal against?
Colorado?
No, it was versus the Edmonton.
Oh, right, in the end. I was thinking first NHL.
No, I said first professional goal.
Yep.
So he's got to remember, yes, he scored his first professional goal against Edmonton.
Yeah, the NHL team, expansion teams, I think, are in for a pretty rough year. I didn't make their draft as generous. They look... The star ratings look okay because this is relative to the WHA, remember? Because I'm playing as a WHA team. If I look at a real NHL team, you can see lots of 4 and 5 stars.
Yep. Just keep in mind we don't have a first pick in this next draft, Jeff. Unless... Hold on.
Should be fine because we signed...
No, wait. Unless the same thing that happened last season happened again.
Okay, development report. A lot of guys going
And
down.
apparently
Cassidy continuing to improve.
did. Okay, apparently that did happen again. All right. So weird.
Okay, oh, we're on to exhibition season already, so we'll get that in before we wrap things up. Might as well call everybody up, or at least anybody that's reasonably close. Yeah, just do them all. So, yeah, actually, if you leave it to the AI, they want to start, want to put Hextall in as a backup, even though Vernon and Caprice are a little ahead of him. Current ability.
Interesting. They know his anger will only encourage everyone else.
And otherwise, yeah, pretty veteran heavy. And yeah, I think we're going to be all right on depth. I want to change. Don't want two guys as danglers on the first line. I have to change Gartner. Oops. Forgot to send somebody a number. Oh, got a few guys. Oh yeah, just all the guys I just called up. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Stole Rickley's number from him. He's probably not going to be happy.
Give everybody numbers in the 90s.
Okay, here we go. Quick game. And Miami actually beats us 7-6. And Mcclellan stays in for all 7 goals.
That's disappointing.
Got them again for the next game. And I'm just going to let the AI create the lines because it's juggling players around like it normally does in preseason. So we should get everybody in. Oh, it started Mcclellan again. Though we did win that one in overtime with Ed Bell for playing for Miami. So they're going to go with a 17-year-old in goal this year.
I like it.
And Vernon in goal with us for the third game, which we win 3-1, 32 saves by Vernon. Oops, somebody is hurt or suspended. Uh-oh. Oh, Curry got a black eye.
Well, that's not a bad thing. See, maybe knock some sense into him and you can offer him a contract.
Hello? I can't talk right now. I'll call you back in about 20 minutes. Sorry, I had a phone call there I had to grab. Okay, back to this.
You muted the wrong thing, Jeff, but that's all right.
What did I... Oh, right, I muted myself in Discord. Whoops.
Yeah, you muted Discord, but you didn't mute the stream.
Oh, well.
It's not a big deal.
And still got 2 games left, so let's send a few guys down now at this point. Not going to be keeping Caprice up. Oh, Samuelson is up to 1 star. Keep him around a little later then. Danico only at half. Probert. Yeah, Probert is too young. I can't do that. Habshide going down. Probert and Quinn will just mostly be in the press box this year and get the occasional game. And this will be Granato's year in the minors.
Which isn't a bad plan.
Oops, missed the training camp development report. See that in a sec. And we lose 5-1 to Indianapolis. So Cassidy up, Deneen up. Oh, Deneen's up to 1.5 stars. That's good news. And oh, didn't realize that we got the Deneen brothers. So Gord also improving. Howard Chuck. Oh, look at this. Our scouting has fixed itself. Howard Chuck is now 4.5 star potential. So that is
much better.
Good. Hextall improves a fair bit. Curry still going up. That's good news. Gary Nyland takes a step forward, although still showing only 1.5 star potential. Wow, big step forward for Nyland. Probert, okay, not great. Dan Quinn, yeah, lots of improvement from Quinn. That's good news. Savard, yeah, actually, it's pretty good. A lot of young guys, and some of our key guys are still going up. And yeah, Fatorik continues to go downhill, and it's just the older guys that we already knew were declining. Alrighty, not too bad. And do we have... I got the 1 preseason game left. Oops, I think I hit AI setup organization when I didn't mean to. And Vernon is up to 1.5 stars, so he's going to push Hextall out of the backup job.
Well, that's fine and good. Kind of what we expected when he signed him a year early.
Okay, so try that for the lines. Not going to change the tactics because they did pretty well last season, and we closed it out with a 6-3 win over Chicago.
Perfect.
And good news for us, Indianapolis loses Larry Murphy for a month, took him to a concussion. Oh, and we do have the waiver draft still to go.
Can we get anybody on the waiver draft? That's the real question.
Actually, we were okay for the waiver draft because most of our players aren't eligible.
I mean, can we grab anybody?
No, nothing worth taking. There's only 4 guys there. 2 of which are already gone by the time our pick comes around. So unless we want a 1-star winger, I think we'll pass.
You were looking for some more forward depth.
Yeah, fair point. Take them. Doesn't cost anything.
hands down, one of my favorite comments this year was somebody thought that you dreamed up and made up the waiver draft, Jeff.
Oh no, that's all the NHL. The beloved waiver draft. Somebody don't know what the waiver draft is. Okay, so we got enough time, little time left.
Yep.
So Dineen will be the spare defenseman to start the season, I think, at least unless Andre Dupont goes downhill seriously. Curry his black eye is healthy enough to let him play, and Quinn and it was Probert. Oh no, did I? Ah, crap! When I hit when I hit A, I set up organization. It released Probert.
Oh man! Can you get him
and
back?
LeMay and Jeff Brubaker. I don't think I can try, but I don't think they're going to talk to us.
Well, you can re-edit that, can't you?
You remember what his contract was?
Sorry, Probert's?
Yeah.
I didn't actually have him offered one, so I'll offer him one right now. He wanted $15,000 for 3 years. And who's the other one? Brubaker?
Nah, we'll leave those guys just as a penalty for being stupid. Yeah. We did lose somebody. Who was the other one? May too. Who we signed as a free agent. So okay, well.
Patrick Hua got released too, so he's back on free agency in mine.
Doesn't look like it happened here.
And Uwe Krupp.
I'm gonna grab Gilles Bilodeau just so we got a spare goon to keep around.
Claude Lemieux is available too.
And I'm gonna have to send Dineen down, it looks like. Because we got that extra 17-year-old.
Yes.
Yeah, I think the AI is having a little trouble with the WHA situation with not being able to send guys to the minors. That is something that's going to change next year in 8. You'll be able to edit the draft minimum and maximums. So we could change that. Or we would be able to change that if this was 8. That lineup makes sense. Savard, Curry, and Gartner on the top line. That's how we wanted it. Sutter, Smale, Sunstrom a third, and Howardchuk is only going to get fourth line time, but no, he doesn't really fit anywhere in the power play yet. Okay, season opener against Ottawa. Let's get that done. Should be a win. They were terrible last year, and it's a huge win. 9-3 win for us. Brent Ashton with the hat trick, who you didn't want to keep, or at least question.
I wasn't okay. I didn't want to lose him, but I was okay with letting him go to protect others.
Ruotsalainen with 4 assists and a 98 defensive game rating on top of that. Yeah, pretty good all-out effort there. Even Andre Dupont got a point. And Rob Ramage got suspended for 6 games after that. And we got time for one more game. Birmingham's had a crazy defense, but they lost who was it, Bork, but they still got Coffey and Hartsburg. So still great, but not quite as terrifying as they used to be, and it looks like their forwards have tailed off too. They lost some guys there, although they still have Michel Goulet. Oh, and Dino Cicerelli and Dale Hunter. Maybe not. This will be a tougher game. And yeah, they beat us 5-2, and Cicerelli gets a hat trick. Hartsburg 3 assists, and Coffey 2. And Rolf Edberg somehow got injured in the process. Torren Labrum gone for 2 to 3 months, so Kevin Dineen will get into the lineup, or at least onto the roster. Okay, do you want to wind it up there, Adam?
Sure. So, with that, thank you very much for tuning into another Franchise Hockey Manager stream. We typically stream every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/Franchise Hockey Manager, as well as twitch.tv/OOTP Developments. You can also reach out to us on our Facebook. No. Why do I keep skipping this? I don't know. Old habits. Trying to reverse it. All right. Videos are archived on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/OOTP Developments as well. They typically go live at about 3 a.m. Eastern on Sundays as a review. You can also reach out to us on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Franchise Hockey Manager. On Twitter, we're at Franchise Hockey, where you can find a link to our official Discord in our Twitter bio as well. You can, of course, come on down to our official website, which is ootpdevelopments.com. Click on the community button in the top right-hand corner, which will bring you to official forums where you can talk about Franchise Hockey Manager, Out of the Park Baseball, Perfect Team, Out of the Park Go, or anything else you wish to discuss. And as Jeff mentioned earlier, yes, we are working on the next version of FHM. No, we're not ready to talk about it yet.
Getting close, though.
Getting close.
Yeah.
But things are progressing. Just so everybody knows and not worrying. But all right, Jeff, did I miss anything?
No, I think we covered pretty much everything there. Just taking a quick look at what was going on in the NHL. Surprisingly, the Phoenix Coyotes are undefeated in their first 3 NHL games. And the Wayne Gretzky-led Vancouver Canucks are 0-2. And
Unsurprising.
I didn't even look how the NHL Expansion Draft went. A few semi-familiar names. Oh, Pierre LaRouche left Montreal after a 70-point season. Yeah, it looks like Montreal thinned out there. Well, they had a ton of depth to begin with. I'm still recognizing most of these names, though, although a lot of these guys are out of the league at this point, but there's a few decent players going here, so expansion has really thinned things out, but not to the point where the league's unrecognizable. So, thanks everybody for coming out, and we will be back next week with Adam's San Jose game.
Indeed.